You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
We're back. We're talking one-on-one with the new sheriff of New Hanover County, Ed McMahon. You kind of planning any changes in the department? Any big changes?
I think that I really wanted to be open to the community. I want the community to help us and to funnel information. I think sometimes there's some misperceptions. I think if perception and if you think it, then that's what it is. So I really want to get out to the community, and we're doing a lot more media type stuff with Facebook and Twitter and all that crazy stuff, and I'm trying to take advantage of the technology.
So you're trying to foster a more open perception of the department, is that what you're saying? Yes.
I feel like there's a, back in my day, and I think our day, you automatically respected certain groups, law enforcement being one of them. But then we got the generation that was like, well, why should we respect you unless you show us and you earn our respect? So I'm trying to work through that, and I also want to get involved with the younger generation now and really reach out and be proactive to them and just kind of be open to them so they understand us more.
Let's take a 180-degree turn.
Okay.
Let's talk about racial profiling.
Okay.
It's an issue that made headlines everywhere.
Sure.
As you know, when a black Harvard professor was arrested by a white police officer, whether or not that situation applied is not what I want to talk about, but do you think there's racial profiling still as an issue here in New Hanover County?
I don't see it in New Hanover County. I mean, it's everywhere, and on both sides. You know, on everywhere, certain people are going to be biased and prejudiced. And I think that actually kind of fits right into what I was saying as perception. Overall, the majority of law enforcement, no. But are you going to have some that are? Certainly. And I think the more open we are with the community so they know us, then if there is one bad apple or a questionable
Have you encountered it in your career?
I personally have not, no.
You have not encountered it with other deputies, other law enforcement officers in your...
I have seen it, and but as far as it affecting me, myself, or being very, very close to me, I have not. But, you know, I'd be crazy to say that I haven't seen it in other areas, but...
Do you think it exists here in New Hanover County with law enforcement?
You know, I really don't think so. Not in a, you know, you don't know what people are thinking. And of course, that was a huge difference for me growing up in the North and then coming into the South.
How so?
Just the whole perception, again, where there were still, this was a hot issue, and it's continued ever since I've been here. And that's a big advantage of having my wife's family born and raised here to help explain that. It's a whole different thought process. But to say that people may not still be thinking it, I'm sure they are. But I think there's a lot of things that have been put into place. On vehicle stops, we do reports, and those get turned into the state, which get turned into the feds. So there's a lot of things that have been put into place to watch that, and then the court system. So.
What would you do about it if you found it, if you suspected somebody had some...
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance would not, it's unacceptable in today. We are all one people. And we should never think that, you're this race, you're this race. Everybody needs to be treated equally. Everybody's on an equal playing field, and it's unacceptable to me.
It's no secret that relations between the WPD and the Sheriff's Department have been strained for quite some time. What's the story there from your perspective?
Well, and I think personalities is what I would kind of sum it up as personalities. And I was very fortunate to, when I came as the chief deputy, Sid Causey wanted me to work on relations. And it's kind of a natural thing for me. And so for the past 2 years, I've had a real good working relationship with the city police, with the media, trying to be the mediator. And since Sheriff, I've had one lunch with Chief Evangelist, and we're actually meeting again here in the next week Just met with him last night a little bit and talked to him. And we have a great professional working relationship. We're actually doing some things together now and working on some more things.
Because you were quoted in the Star News right after your swearing in of saying that your chief, or one of your priorities is to sit down with WPD Chief Evangelist and work.
Already done it, and we've got some plans. We've already done some things together, and we've got some more plans to do things. We have to work together. We have to share information. We have to share resources, because it's about the community. It's about the people. It's not about us.
The Vice and Narcotics Squad has been the center of some of the tensions between the two departments. It once operated as a consolidated unit, New Hanover County, and the WPD was one unit. Now it operates as two separate units. Give us your comments on that.
Okay, baby steps. Narcotics, Vice Narcotics is kind of a whole separate world, and typically they kind of keep information to themselves. What Chief and I are committed to is we will share information, and we have the same prosecutors with the DA's office that prosecute all the cases. So we are at this point working towards sharing information, working together. Now the SBI is involved with that, the DEA is involved with that.
Do you think it would be more efficient if it operated as a single unit?
It's hard to say. I think that...
Because Sheriff Causey said that he thought it would be more efficient to operate as a single unit, and he wished that it would consolidate again.
And I think that what Chief Evangelist and I are looking at is, let's share information. That is critical. If we're sharing information so we don't have the same targets, so we're not going to be working undercover deers in the same area and not even knowing it. So I think anything together, but you know, we've got our patrol division, we've got their patrol division, we've got their detectives, our detectives. So like anything else, let's share the information and let's work towards what's going to be best.
Would you favor operating jointly as one unit again? Would you favor that if you could work that out?
I think that I actually am working towards that now with the chief, and you know, I don't know at this point. I know that has to be communication, and as we communicate, that's going to be part of the learning process. Should we join together? Would it be
Have you talked about
beneficial?
That yet with the chief?
Chief and I, we talked about a lot of things, and that was one. How can we work together for the best of the community? If that means joining something together, then we'll do it. But at this point, I would say no. I think at this point, we need to really just be sharing the information and see where that leads us.
What about, and this was on in the talking stages at one point, what about consolidation of both the Sheriff's Department and the WPD as one law enforcement unit?
Okay.
Actually, why don't we hold on? I'll let you think about that, and we'll come back and get the Sheriff's answer. Stay with us. We're talking with Sheriff Ed McMahon, and we'll be right back.